Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're here at Loki Nissan in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? I have that one performance car, that iconic performance car that's still around from Nissan. Is this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Nissan Z Performance. But before we get into this metallic black twin turbocharged sports car, let's talk about what's going on here. So the scenery is changing. The GTR is dead. The Toyota Supra is getting ready to meet its demise, the Mark V Supra, in 2026. The Z is still carrying that torch, and it's fascinating because remember, the Z disappeared for a little while after the previous generation of this model, and it came back with a lot of fanfare because you go back to 1970 and you compare that overall silhouette of the 240Z, that shape is here with this car. What's even better is that they have higher performance versions, the Z Nismo, but when it comes to the Z Performance, you can still get that 6-speed manual transmission. Now, what I want to find out is, though, if you're looking for a sports car, is this the best price to go with, or do you go with a Supra before they're gone? Let's go ahead, let's dive in our Black Beauty and find out. Right off the bat, black just looks so good when it's brand new and nice and shiny and clean, especially on the Z. And what you'll find is that there is a ton of metal flake. I'm actually getting choked up because of how much metal flake is in the paint. Now, as we drop down, you're gonna get LED daytime running lamps, both top and bottom. These are also your turn signals, and LED headlights. Obviously, the shape of the housing is spot on modern interpretation of that iconic 240. And it's just hard to find cars today that just have such a clean style. And that's what I love about the Z. Now, working your way down, it's all body color, smooth. One of the things I've always wondered is what in the heck are they thinking here with the design? It's nothing. It's literally just a part of the bodywork that kind of extends out a little bit further. I wish they would have put some kind of lighting in there, maybe even made it a functional corner air curtain. So I am gonna have to zonk that area, but everything else is absolutely fantastic. Now, as we come across that low slung nose, you'll notice how we have that metallic gunmetal gray finish on the upper portion of the grille. And then on the lower portion, it is flat black. I'm very curious as to why they did that. Let me know if you think that it should be the same design, both top and bottom of the center grille, or if you like the cleaner look of less is sort of more in the bottom portion. But it is fully functional. One of the things I think a lot of people have gotten over with, thankfully, is that rectangle square off look of the front nose. Now, if you look at a Z Nismo, or if you look at one of the special editions like the Heritage Z, they really reworked that very nicely. But let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section. I do love the lower large lip splitter that's built into the front fascia to help scoop air into that massive opening. But compared to a Supra, this is definitely the girl that I would want to kiss compared to the Supra. Now, as we rise up, you got that Nissan badge, and then look at the way they have that rise that goes into the hood and plateaus. This is another area where it really focuses on the modern interpretation of the original 240Z. When we come around the bend, because this is the performance trim, you're gonna get some performance specs. You got beefed up Ragu sauce red calipers with the Nissan name on it. You have your V-spoke wheels. These are Ray's Forge wheels, one of the best wheel brands in the whole world. And then you're gonna have increased rotors to help with that braking stability. If you're wondering, well, what's the size of the wheel? 19-inch wheel. Tires are 255 on the width, 40 series sidewall, and of course they tune that suspension to really handle the twisty bits. And of course, with the gunmetal metallic gray wheels, it matches the black. It's the chef's kiss this thing is looking very, very sparkly. Coming down the side, we do have color matched on our mirror caps, our LED turn signals, nice and slim. At first, I thought that this was not a good move, but now I like it. That flat silver finish, this is supposed to mimic a katana blade or a samurai sword blade. Just a little bit of trim along the top. Everything else is flat black. They did a great job with the door handles where they don't stick out. Even the arrow, look at how you have that flat black side skirt that extends down to channel the arrow by the Coke bottle shape of this car. Rear wheels and tires get a little bit wider, 275 on the width, 35 series sidewall. You got those performance calipers, all four corners. And what's nice with the forged wheels, remember that's going to be a lighter wheel, stronger wheel, so you got less rotating mass. And of course, this has a limited slip diff. Now, as we rise back up, I love the classic location of the Z badge. And then one of my favorite parts of this car, I almost want to jump on it and rub my body all over it, is that flared fender. Look at that. Oh, so good coming into our taillights. Performance trim is going to get you that hatch spoiler, because remember, this is technically a hatch design that opens up. Love that spoiler that they put there. And then from the Z32 generation, that full LED lighting, your Z badge, and then working our way down the ground level, you're gonna get that slash cut exhaust, stainless steel tip. Love the way they kind of dremeled those openings all the way around the lip, and they did a great job on that rear diffuser. Really, just like I said, style-wise, she's beautiful. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about performance. All right, guys, we got the hood popped open. You do have a prop rod. I'm gonna zonk it. This car should have hood struts, but what I do love is once it's open, it looks pretty darn good underneath this hood. You have your beefy strut tower brace going from the driver's side to the passenger side to stiffen things up. Decent looking engine cover. The Nissan badge, the V6 twin turbo badging. And like the badge says, you could believe the badge on this one, twin turbocharged power coming to the Z. You're looking at 3 liters, V6, with those twin turbos. It's gonna give you 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. You can get this with a 9-speed automatic, but lucky day, we have the 6-speed manual. If you know how to dance on your twinkle toes, 0 to 60 in about 4.1 seconds, quarter mile in 12.8 at 114 miles an hour. Top speed is governed to 155 miles an hour. The car weighs right around 3,500 pounds. MPGs, 18 in the city, 24 on the highway. So it's really wonderful that Nissan is giving you the option to have that 6-speed manual or the new 9-speed automatic. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and hear what the Z sounds like. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Nissan Z Performance. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, if we're talking about which one to buy, price is very, very important, especially because I can't own 5 cars. This car is going to be my daily driver, and I don't want to break the bank. How much is it? So starting price when you go Z Performance, which remember, Z Performance is the next trim up. They do have just a base, which starts at $41,000. This being the Z Performance, starting price is $52,000. This one has an MSRP of $55,000. Not too shabby considering the price of everything else in today's market, but let's see what the Z Performance is bringing for 2025 to the door panels. I do like the style. Soft touch up top. I love the old school with the AC vent actually built into the door panel. And for it to work, you gotta have the door closed, which really gives it a special feel. You have some nice sort of leather material, the Alcantara, no gloss black. Door pocket is a little on the tight side. So I would say maybe just 2 cheeseburgers, a small fry, and a small Coke. We got the Bose sound system. One of the other things I gotta zonk is that faux carbon fiber on the bottom. I'm not really digging that. I don't know why that's there. So we're gonna zonk that. But other than that, I'm loving the door panel. Going from the door panel to the dash. Dash is pushed very far forward. You have your nice stitching. Would have been nice if this was like silver or white contrast stitching. Sliding on in, we got those iconic triple gauges on top of the dash, just like the 240. Boost gauge. Your turbo speed, which is, I don't know, get rid of that. That should be like oil temperature or oil pressure, and the voltmeter is another important one. Love having the analog gauges, but get zonk on the turbo. Who gives a damn about turbo speed? You got your AC vents, and if you notice, this mimics the design of the lower grille on the nose. 9-inch infotainment system, touchscreen with physical buttons. Let me throw it into reverse, see what the backup camera looks like. Wasn't worth the wait. Very cloudy, very grainy, but the good news is that it does take up all 9 inches. So it's got that going for it. Down below, you got your old school knobs for the AC controls, no dual climate. 2 USB-Cs. I wish this was wireless charging. It is not. It's just a place to put your 4-track day Twinkies. This button here, S mode, is to have the automatic rev match downshift feature. You got your start stop button, easily located on the other side. And then this is where the magic happens. That nice 6-speed manual, short throws, crisp engagement. There's actually an upgraded performance clutch that they use, and a carbon fiber drive shaft. So that is a nice extra touch when you go manual. 2 stages of heated seats. You got your good old-fashioned e-brake. 1 little cup holder, and then if you need another cup holder, you just go like that. 2 little cup holders. And then you could open up this. You might be able to put maybe 2, I'd say 4 packs of Garbage Pail Kids in there. Those are starting to go up in value. Maybe you could buy your Z by selling your Garbage Pail Kids. My dad, he took them from me back in 5th grade and threw them all out because I got in trouble at school. I'm still upset about it. Seats, the leather material, the Alcantara, full power assist for the passenger. And if you're wondering what is the size of the bolstering, it's actually pretty decent. The bolstering, and it's nice and soft. It's not going to squeeze you like a vice grip, but you got your full power assist. I have full power assist as well. No back seats to talk about, but you do have 2 little cubbies that you could put a couple pairs of Air Jordans, or maybe you could put some your tackle box back there if you're going to go fishing. But I just hope that you have a detachable fishing rod, because it's not probably going to fit in here very well. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of the Z. All right, guys, we're in it to win it. Business end in the Z. Love the optional dark aluminum sill plates. The Z illuminates ambient lighting. Pedal box, perfection. Look at it, aluminum dead pedal. Thank you, Nissan. Aluminum clutch, brake, and throttle. You could do your own heel-toe downshifting all by your lonesome, or you can use the automatic rev match downshifting. You'll see these big, huge wheels here. I do have a power seat, but you can adjust the pivot of the bottom portion of the seat or the back portion. So front or back of the bottom seat, just to get it perfect for you for when you're going down your favorite twisty road. I'm 6 feet tall. There's plenty of room in here. Steering wheel, nice leather wrapped. Not a big fan of the gloss black on the wheel, but you shouldn't be touching that too much, I wouldn't think. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel, and I love that freaking gauge cluster, man. You got that tack in the center with the Z badge. You got all your auxiliary gauges, and there's a Formula One shift light across the top. That's how you do a digital gauge cluster. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area, because I want to go on throttle in the Z. All right, guys, cargo area time. I love the way that they hide the button within the Nissan badge. You just click it, lift it up, and you have about 8 cubic feet of space. Now, one thing I want to show you, see that silver bar? Inside there is the rear strut top brace. So just like we had the bracing at the front underneath the hood, we do have bracing from one shock absorber to the other to stiffen up the rear of the car. And you have at least 8 cubic feet of space, which actually makes this not too shabby when it comes to usability as a daily driver. And it's that true sports car form of just having 2 seats, not more. But why don't we go ahead? It's that time. If you're ready, I'm ready. Buckle in because we're gonna go on throttle in the Z Performance. All right, guys, we left Loki Nissan. We're inside this 2025 Z Performance with the manual transmission. Right away, you're gonna love how comfortable the interior is. I really love the seats in here. They're supportive. They're obviously gonna hold you in place, but they're not gonna squeeze you. With the Z Performance clutch from the factory, it still has a good feel. It's not too heavy, good pickup point. So if you're newer to driving a manual transmission car, I think you're gonna find that it's actually not too hard to learn with this vehicle, and it's not gonna wear out your left leg. Of course, that dash display that I love so well is easy to see right through the steering wheel opening. That's always a nice thing. And visibility out the front is fantastic, and it's not too bad out the back either. Love hearing that twin turbo V6, and I'm happy to report that there's not all this extra pumped in sound all over the place that just becomes very annoying. And because it has 2 smaller turbos, it actually builds power fairly linear. You're not getting a bunch of turbo lag, which is nice when you're going on throttle. But everything in here is well laid out. It's missing some of the amenities that people come to expect. Wireless charging, maybe some ventilated seats would be a nice touch. But when what it lacks in technology, it really excels in driving engagement. On throttle, here we go. God, the sound of that freaking engine. And it redlines at 7,000 RPM. It pulls all the way up to redline. Not a problem. The 6-speed has fairly short throws. The engagement is crisp. The only thing that's a little weird with it is that to get it into reverse, you actually push down on the whole shift lever to get it over into reverse. There's not like a little ring that you pull up on. Just something to get used to when you're behind the wheel of this vehicle. But where all the work is in the suspension and the steering. This is that car that wants to be your dance partner. It wants to have fun with you. It wants you to drive it. It wants to be driven. And these kinds of cars are far and few between today. Yeah, there's faster cars than the Z out there, but when it comes to actual driving engagement and enjoyment, there's not a lot of options. And I just really, really love how this feels going down the road, because you're not just driving a car, you're not even just driving a sports car, you're driving a legend. Nissan Z, been around since 1970. That to me is absolutely amazing. But the shift lever is at a good height, perfect for when you're sitting behind the wheel. And the pedal placement is really good on the interior as well. Getting to the 9-inch infotainment system, well within reach. And those triple gauges you have sitting on top of the dash, those are at a perfect height as well. Even though the AC controls are very basic, they're easy to work, easy to understand, and then pulling away from a light, like I said, that clutch is really, really nice. This thing is just, it's a great car. And yes, compared to a Supra, it is a little softer on the suspension, and you do get a little bit more body movement, but what it lacks in outright stiffness and handling, it makes up for on being a better daily driver and more comfortable to drive on the road. So that's a good piece of information when it comes to that. But like I said, I mean, visibility is great. Oh yeah. That's another thing is that the 3-liter V6 twin turbocharged power plant is actually very flexible. I didn't have to downshift. I was in 4th gear and I just got on throttle and she just followed lockstep with me. That's what makes it so easy to drive. Here we go. Nice downshifts. Good on the brakes. I'm gonna make a U-turn here. Look how good turning radius. Very good. You ready? 2nd gear. On throttle. Here we go. Nice. It really just is a lot of fun to be behind the wheel of this Z. And these cars, they're not going to be around forever, man. It's like everything is going automated. Automated gearbox, automated driving, autonomous driving. This is a driver's car, hands down. And it's not going to break the bank. That's another big plus with it. It's just so smooth, especially when it comes to the downshifts. I want to go on throttle again with you. Slow down here. We're gonna do 1st gear. You ready? If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go! Look at that. Nice. Just gets down to business. You got that limited slip diff, getting the power to the ground very effectively. And even over bumps, I mean, look at this. It rides actually quite smooth for a sports car, which is great to see. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of what the Z Performance is all about, the cost, and what you're getting for the money. We're gonna get back to Loki Kia. What am I saying, Loki Kia? Wrong Loki dealership. Loki Nissan, and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a nanosecond. All right, guys, been another great day here at Loki Nissan. Definitely got to thank Adam, Alon, the rest of the team getting us access to this 2025 Z Performance with that 6-speed manual transmission. Let me know what you think. For the price, is this the best sports car to go with? Or you're gonna go Supra? Or you're gonna go some other direction? Let me know your thoughts and your feelings in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. Gotta give it out to Stephen Flood. He's been working out, he's been lifting weights. We just call him Tripod. That's what all the ladies call him, is Tripod. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do and all the love that you give the ladies. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.